The name Githunguri to most Kenyans is synonymous with the Kenya liberation struggle. In 1939, Mbiu Koinange in the company of Jomo Kenyatta established the Githunguri Teachers College, the only one of its kind in pre-independence Kenya. The aim was to train the Kenyan teachers using local ideas and values, and in the process pave the way for political liberty.
After the independent school was disbanded by the colonialists, there was that feeling that there is some hindrance of our development. The Githunguri Teachers College objective was to educate its own people, their own way, not the colonial way, and understand the hindrance and the development of the country, their own freedom, their own economy, how they would bring it up.
During his stay here, Jomo Kenyatta resided in this house. But the Githunguri people wanted more than mere political independence. 2 years before independence, in August 1961, 31 men in Githunguri decided to do what a Kenyan had not done before: embark on commercial dairy farming. The first group of African farmers here braved the hurdles placed by the colonial government in Kenya and formed probably the first small-scale farmers' dairy by indigenous Kenyans. Githunguri is a highly fertile area with rich soils and reliable rainfall. Above all, the dwellers of this fertile crescent are hardworking, highly enterprising, and believe in self-determination. Their future lay in their own hands. Githunguri town, by then a small roadside village, was the site identified by this group of farmers as a collection center for their milk. They held their first meeting at Githunguri Stadium, from where they passed a resolution to form a dairy farmer cooperative with the view of consolidating their milk to get a better market. Before this dairy cooperative, farmers relied on kiosk operators to buy their milk, as Gladys Wairimo, Mzee Bethel Muya's first wife, narrates.
Monire hinya kwendagia mikawa-ini magikirana mayungane macarie thutha-ini itiguo megukirana nie nyonete nitucarie kuria tungendia iria ritu tondu haha tutingihota kuriendia ni tutire na andu a kwenderia tondu na itwendagia mikawa-ini rikaga gwa kwendia.
To own a dairy cow those days was a preserve of the whites. Africans had to go through a rigorous vetting process that included getting a government permit for every cow they kept. Mzee Karonji and his wife remember the challenges they went through to own a dairy cow.
Mari ruhonge-inĩ rwa mũthũngũ na rĩu hĩndĩ ĩyo marĩ hau rũhonge-inĩ rwa rũthũngũ nĩ maregaga ithuĩ tũthiĩ nĩgetha tũjoinane nao nĩ ũndũ kĩrĩa kĩ hau thĩinĩ-rĩ nĩ marenda gĩtuĩke kĩao.
Ũhoro ũcio wa gũtindĩkĩrĩria-rĩ tondũ nĩ ũkũigua na kũrĩa mbere ndarĩ na ũrũme wa kũrũa na mũthũngũ. Twakĩrũa na mũthũngũ na ndigĩa iria twatindĩkagĩrĩrio iria rĩu nĩgetha iria ng'ombe icio twerwo tũgũre-rĩ iria irĩtuĩke ũritũ.
Realizing the need to be organized for the purpose of marketing their milk and improve their livelihood, the farmers chose their leaders.
Na twambĩrĩria hĩndĩ ĩyo-rĩ nĩ twarĩ na mundu wetagwo Kamere wa Ribiro. Kamere niwe watuĩkire ciamani witũ.
Karani-rĩ arĩ Jackson Kamau nake tũrĩa Sarah-rĩ arĩ Winga Toto.
The first leaders of the society worked hard to find a market for the produce for the cooperative. Initially, the main market was within Githunguri township and Riru town a few kilometers away from Githunguri. Eventually, they realized their best option was to take the milk to Nairobi. Nairobi was by then bustling with a lot of activity, a result of ending the passbook travel requirements prior to independence. The founding fathers of the Githunguri dairy could foresee a booming market, and they did not hesitate to exploit the opportunity.
There was no fixed market. That's one. Cleanliness of milk was not there. Okay. It was difficult for an individual, a person with one cow, to be able to find a market for it. So it was very, very difficult. It was not clean. It was difficult to sell the milk to them. But now, when we got ourselves organized, it was easy, even to deliver it to the KCC.
Iriari, tondu ni twakamire ona twagia ng'ombe ri ni twakamire na tugatwaraga ndĩri Githunguri na ndĩri ĩyo ningĩ no ithuĩ twethondekeire Gĩgĩkũyũ rĩu hau atĩ tuoĩ tũgeka atĩa narĩo rĩ tũnyuire na twendia rĩ twarĩ twara Nairobi rĩ kĩhingo kĩngĩ kĩha.
Once they identified their market and the money started coming in, the farmers were set and took their children to school, while others reinvested their money into buying more cows. Many, however, wanted to venture into cash crop farming, specifically coffee farming, which was experiencing a boom then. The society started with one collection center in the present society office. In 1964, Bruce Mackenzie, the first Minister of Agriculture, opened the second collection center located at Kamba. With the opening up of new markets, the number of members delivering their milk daily increased, and by 1965, Githunguri Coop Society was selling more than 4,000 litres of milk to Kenya Cooperative Creameries, a government corporation that for a long time was charged with packaging and distributing various milk products.
When you sell as a person, taking probably 10 kg or 5 kg because they started with 5 kg or less than 2 kg, then you find that it would not be economical.
When you sell anything raw, whether it is tea, whether it's coffee, the price you get always is going to be on the lower side.
By the early 70s, Githunguri Dairy Cooperative Society started offering banking services for its members, meaning that farmers could get loans to invest in their farms. Its membership increased tremendously, leading to a higher milk production. During this period with the rising demand, the idea of having a milk processing plant was mooted.
Our people realized that. That's how in 1973 they started to realize that they were not making any money. And therefore they thought it's better actually to start informing the members that it's good to start deducting about one shilling per kilo delivered to Githunguri, whether it is hawking or what. At the end of the month, we retain your 1 shilling, although we didn't have a plant. And that money was kept.
When we went to the UK, we visited Milk Marketing Board of the UK. And we saw they were processing their milk then. We came back with that idea because that thing served as an eye-opener to African farmers.
The 1980s and 1990s were wasted years in many sectors of the Kenyan economy. Corruption and mismanagement of many sectors led to collapse of the system, and especially the farming sector, due to lack of accountability in the leadership. KCC, the government-run milk processing plant, collapsed, and with it, the milk dream was turning into a nightmare. The collapse of KCC saw many farmers in Githunguri and elsewhere lose millions of shillings. Unregulated markets emerged and the price of milk went down while milk production costs were going up. The mismanagement that plagued the dairy society during this period, coupled by the collapse of the sector, saw farmers get back to pre-1961 days of hawking milk.
There were some people who started realizing that there is a problem.
Wakati tulianza kutoa shilingi mbili, pesa zikaanza kuwa mingi. Wale viongozi tulikuwa nao pale wakaanza kuwa na maono ingine isiyolingana na vile wakulima walikuwa wanatarajia.
Money had come from the members, but when it came to registration of the society, it was not now a society, it was a company, Githunguri Plant Company Limited, and there were only 5 people who are registered for that organization.
The 5 heads, that is the chairman, the secretary, the vice chairman that time, I know them by names anyway, and the manager that time. They thought they were clever enough to hijack the cooperative and register a limited company alongside the cooperative so that it becomes owned by 5 people.
Tukaona pesa zetu zimeanza kuendea njia zingine ambaye wakulima hawakuwa wanatarajia. Ndio tulisikana tukiwa watu wachache. Tukaanza kuambia wakulima, hii mtambo wetu hautaendelea ikiwa pesa zetu ile tunakatwa zinaanza kupelekwa kwa njia zingine.
There was a member that time of the delegate. I thought I should disclose that to people. I disclosed it to people. I went around, and luckily enough, young fellows then came to my rescue.
Walinichagua kama chairman wao wa kusukuma hii maneno ili tuone kama tutaondoa ile management, ndio tulete management nyingine ile ambayo itaweza kuendesha shughuli za society ili tufikie kuuda mtambo wetu.
We filed the first case. We filed it in 1997 to say that we do not need a private company or 2 companies to operate as one. We were contributing towards that case because people understood if they allow it to go to a private company, it means it will be enslaving them. They will be working for those few individuals, and they understood that.
Kwa sababu pale tulisukuma mpaka tukatoa wale wazee walikuwa wamekalia, na ndio tulikuja kuchagua management nyingine ambayo ilikaliwa kiti na Jologe Fire.
The time that we took over, that is the time the members started registering in good numbers, many. Because I think when we came 1999, the members were about 6,000. And as we talk today, the members are over 18,000.
Relentless in their pursuit for their economic self-determination through processing and marketing milk, as had been laid by their founding fathers, they had to look for a better alternative. Githunguri Cooperative Society soldiered on, and by the turn of the millennium, was collecting 24,000 kilograms of milk every day, with an annual turnover of 211 million shillings. The society had by then built a network of 15 stores that served more than 10,000 farmers as milk collecting points spread out all over Githunguri division.
At that particular time, we thought it's better actually to start having stores for animal feeds as well as human feeds. And when we started doing that, people started flocking. We started actually experiencing a lot of milk.
Ni maturehagira irio na magaturehera kila kindu na tuthie thito tutiagaga kindu ritu ni tuhotaga ati o ndagika ciothe ri tutiagaga irio koguo gutiri hindi ng'ombe citu ciagaga irio.
Imenisaidia maana kama nimejiandika hiyo ndio imeniandika sasa. Niseme ya kwamba imenisaidia kwa nyumba, kulipia mtoto shule, hiyo maziwa ndio inanisaidia. Kila kitu natoa kwa maziwa.
Like the way people say, when you develop a woman, then you have developed the whole nation.
2003, the long-held dreams of the farmers processing their milk took root, and the founding blocks of the processing plant were laid down. 1 year later, the dream became a reality when the minister in charge of the cooperatives, Njerundwiga, commissioned the milk processing plant.
The milestone of this cooperative society was the commissioning of the processing plant in the year 2004, July. That is the time we were able to add value to the members' produce.
And that's what has actually promoted us actually to giving our people per kilo more money than even other institutions, because like last month, and it was very bad. I think the highest the people were paid in other areas, it was about 20, but we managed to pay 28 to 50.
In Githunguri, people here are very serious and they want to go deeply in farming, because if we say coffee now is gone, and those people in tea, they also experience a lot of problems. So they thought the alternative is only to go to cow.
Processing milk here is quite different, since the cooperative owns the whole process of milk production, from the farm to shelf.
We need to have secure source of milk. So we need to look into the welfare of our members. Because unlike any other processor, we are unique in the sense that we own the entire value chain. Other processors, they buy milk from other people who are not members or not even shareholders of that particular organization. Ours, we collect our milk from our own members. Members in a sense, they are shareholders of the cooperative society.
We try our best and sell all our milk. And we normally take, on average, we take about 180,000 liters per day.
So we need to ensure the welfare of the members. And it is well documented in the strategic plan that we need